evening, everyone. Just waiting for people to hop into the commentary, into the chat, so we can get it going. Have a couple of things to announce. All right, so welcome everyone. It's Friday evening, and you know that on Friday evenings, as I always say, we have events, and today is actually a very special day because we have a little bit of a marathon. We have three events in one. Basically, it's the end of the season, so this is a very good opportunity. Um, just one sec. It's a very good opportunity for everybody involved to gain a lot of points, to gain prizes, to gain um, respect. And today's format is going to be particularly I don't even know how to call it, but it's going to be challenging. It's going to be very challenging for all the players involved, and there will be a lot of battles, I might say, that will be uneven. Depending on your performances in the qualifiers, that is going to affect certain aspects of the final tournament, the one that counts the most. And there is a chance that a lot of things are going to go either to luck, chaos, mental resilience, or simply experience and skill. So we're in for a evening of great fights, for an evening of uh, turn turn around situations, twists and turns, and honestly, I can't wait for it. That's why I started the stream a little bit earlier than the tournament was supposed to start, because I'm hoping to quickly present you what's going to happen this evening. I'm sure most of you have read the announcement, but I just want to make sure that everybody's on board with what's going to happen and how things are going to go, and there aren't going to be any surprises. So, without further ado, I'm just going to dive a little bit into the format of tonight. We've done some things before that were remotely similar to this, but I think today is going to be quite different from all the other types of events that we've done before. So let me just quickly go through the announcement so you can have the visual as well. Here we go. So we're gonna have two tournaments. We call them two qualifier tournaments. These are considered minor tournaments in the league, and they're going to. Oh, there's a. Might be okay. No worries. Minor tournament in the league, so the ranking points are going to be according to that, but still a good opportunity to gain some points. And here's what's going to happen. So we're going to have two double elimination tournaments, and the number of flags will be significantly reduced from the number that you're used to, like 7 flags or something like that. So we're going to have 6 flags in the winner's bracket, 3 flags only in the lower bracket. This is also obviously for time management reasons because we have 12 people competing. So we have to be as fast as possible, and we have to have smaller matches. But at the same time, being in the top 3 is very important, because if you're in the top 3, it means that in the final tournament you can use the characters from that particular category. So let me give you an example. We're going to start with Eastern characters, right? So Eastern characters are basically Eastern weapons. So we're talking about the saber and so on. I just grouped them in a historical fashion, if you want. I know there could be some debates, but this is what I came up with. So we got Jan, Bara, Giddy, Alex, Laszlo, Sam, Jacek, Marina, and Jędrek. So if you get a top 3 spot in this qualifier, in the final tournament, you can use any of these characters. So you gain this right. Same happens with the Western characters where we have Kalkstein, Marta, Marie, Isabella, Zera, Connor, and Tarnowski. Surprisingly, Tarnowski wields a German Dusak, so I put him in the Western side. If you get a medal in the Western qualifier, you can use any of these characters. If you get a medal in both, you can use any character that you want. Now, all the medalists from these tournaments gain access to the final tournament in the winner's bracket. If we don't have 6 separate medalists, so 3 in one side and 3 in one side, which is actually quite possible because I'm pretty sure there's going to be somebody getting medal in both, we'll have to complete that top 6 with players that were ranked 4 or ranked 5 or ranked 6th in the qualifiers, and those players will get a ticket to the winner's bracket in the final tournament. But this is where it gets interesting. These players are not going to be able to pick their character, but it will be assigned randomly by the wheel each time. And now we get to the last category of players who are not going to be in the top 6, or players that are not going to be medalists. They are directly in the lower bracket in the final tournament, and they will have random characters assigned. So that is going to be an incredibly difficult challenge, although they might get lucky every now and then. Maybe they get a nice pick or a counter pick to the other character, so it could be a blessing in disguise. But this will be very challenging for people that do not get a top spot in the qualifiers. So getting a top spot in the qualifiers is very important because it will bring some advantages, but if you don't, you will have some disadvantages. Still, I'm actually looking forward, and I think it's going to happen. We're going to have some players tonight that are completely going to amaze us by having assigned random characters in the final tournament and still get very far. So that is quite possible, and it's quite interesting in a way, because maybe you're gonna get a medal in a category that you're not necessarily very proficient in, and so you will use only like the Eastern characters. But then the player that did not manage to get a medal gets his main character assigned randomly by the wheel. So these things could happen, and I'm actually very excited to see if they will happen. Tonight's event is more about chaos, survival, pressure, mental resilience, luck, a lot of luck actually, and yeah, we'll see who comes out on top at the end of this journey. It's not going to be comfortable. It's not going to be easy, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a lot of fun to play and to watch these fights. So without further ado, let's dive into the Eastern Weapon tournaments. A reminder, you are allowed to use Jan, Barabash, Gedeon, Alexander, Laszlo, Sam, Jacek, Marina, and Jędrek. So basically all the sabers except Tarnowski and Marina and Jędrek. Now let's have a look at the players involved. So we got 12 players, so we'll have to move fast. And with this opportunity, I would like to ask you guys to try to be as prompt as possible. Try to answer immediately to the call out, so we can get this going really fast. I'm looking forward, and the way I planned it, I'm looking forward to 1 hour and a half for each qualifier, but there is a possibility that each qualifier will be slightly more than that. It all depends on us, how fast we're going to get things going. So quickly going through the list of players: info, me, Subu, Piper, Ezekiel, Jihadi, a new player on the server, welcome, Pico, Tau, Oak, 0, Edders last week's surprise, and Roderick, obviously one of the veterans. So a lot of talent, new players, old players, and given the format, 6 flags with 3 flags in the lower bracket, we can expect a lot of surprises in this qualifier. So let's shuffle the seeds. Let's do it 3 times. Here we go. And let's have a look at the bracket. Oak versus Piper, Info versus Jihadi, Tao versus Ezekiel, 0 versus Edders. The winner of Oak and Piper is going to face me. Oh, that's going to be a very tough fight. Then the winner between Info and Jihadi will face Pico. The winner between Tao and Ezekiel will face Roderick. And 0 might face Subu again or Edders. So this tournament already looks great. As I said, we have to keep it going. We have to go fast. And one last thing, in case you did not manage to read the message on the server, I wanted to use different maps for the qualifiers, but I noticed that the speed of the game was quite affected because I got a new monitor, so it's a higher resolution and whatnot. So we're just going to switch to the basic Void map for all the events. I know that some of you probably wanted to test out the different environments, but I'm sure it's not going to be too much of a problem because you're all used to the Void. So without further ado, we're going to start the tournament, and Oak versus Piper are going to start the dance. 6 flags, Eastern weapons. So Oak will start on the left. Most likely Oak is gonna go, unless he wants to try a different character. Oak might go with his main, which is Laszlo. Piper might go with his main, which is Alexander. These events are actually a good opportunity to try different characters, but if you're really interested in going as further as possible and getting the prizes and getting to the top of the food chain, I would recommend just going with the characters that you know best. But it's totally up to you. So Oak versus Piper. Here we go. The games begin. So Oak is already here. I'm just putting him there in the call out so Piper knows which side he is. By the way, as you probably noticed from last time, Subu is already here as well for the commentary. Let me add him. And Piper should... Hello, Subu. Welcome. Thank you for helping out.
No problem.
Yeah, I'm really excited for tonight. Are you?
Yeah, definitely. A lot of people signing up and lots of back-to-back fighting, it looks like. So I'm really excited. It looks like there'll be a lot of twists too from what you were saying. So
yeah,
can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have so many players performing a lot better than you'd expect because of the format and everything. Okay, there's Piper. Awesome. So that's what we want to see. We want people to get in as fast as possible, so we can get this going. So Oak starts on the left side. Piper starts on the right side. This is a best of 1 fight, 6 flags. Winner obviously moves on. Loser will be in the lower bracket. And the lower bracket is going to be something quite interesting because we're going to have 3 flags over there. So it's going to be brutal. I can't confidently say that in a 3 flag fight I could beat somebody. You know, it could be somebody that picked the game today and could still beat you in 3 flags. So it's gonna be
yeah, especially if you're careless.
Yeah, it could be quite chaotic. But the secret is obviously to keep it in the winner's bracket, where 6 flags is obviously a lot more respectable in terms of like in 6 flags you could say, yeah, it's more in my control than in 3. go.
So we're starting with a Bang. It looks like Piper, very aggressive player, and Oak is back to Laszlo now. Actually, he switched back to Laszlo because he feels better with Laszlo, just the quick movement and whatnot. So I
Yeah.
think we're gonna see some really good Laszlo from him. He'll probably use Calc in the Western one still, though,
Yeah.
because that's his other
Oh,
character.
beautiful. A twirly move. Piper gets the first flag. Yeah, I expect that from Oak as well, to use Laszlo here and Kalk in the other. It seems pretty natural. And I think he's quite happy with this because he doesn't have to choose between them. You know, he can go one here and the other one there, 2-1. Especially since they're
Yeah.
not part of the same category.
Yeah, whereas a lot of the characters I would contemplate are sabers,
Yeah,
so
are
it's a little
here.
bit harder for me to decide who to play. Yeah.
I wanted to say that most of the characters that you play, including your main, are in this category. So it's a lot more important to you to get the medal here compared to the other event.
For sure.
Nice. 4-1
Taking the
now.
hand straight off. Yeah, that's what Oka's a master of, just shooting in, taking your hand off really precisely when you make a mistake.
Beautiful.
Nice.
5-1. Oak has taken control of this fight. He lost the first flag, but now he's just one flag away from finishing the first fight of the nice push.
Yeah. Piper is looking to tag that arm there, but Oak's movement is just on point with Laszlo, so he doesn't manage to land it. Tries it again, but this time takes the hand off after a nice swing.
Yeah, I think Alex is precisely good at that against Laszlo, which is catching his arm. It's exactly what Oak does now. 6-3. Oak wins the first fight. Congratulations. That was very fast, and hopefully most of the matches are going to be like that. Well, don't feel pressure to fight recklessly. Obviously, just take your time. Now we're gonna have Info versus Jihadi, and it's going to be quite interesting because I've never seen... I think I've seen, actually, Jihadi play, but I can't really remember much about his fighting style. Do you have any idea who he might pick?
Probably either Alex or Marina. Those are the two characters I've seen from him.
Oh, wait.
And I think he's pretty balanced. I wouldn't say he's, like, overly aggressive or overly defensive, so it'll be interesting to see how he plays here.
Actually, let's just go with which round it is. Early rounds. Okay, so he has an interesting test here, which is Info. And I might say that Info is a pretty good Laszlo. And she got... by the way, do you know if Jihadi needs a keyboard?
I don't recall. Don't think he does, but he can correct us if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Controller, yeah, okay. I kind of figured.
Control, okay. Faux Jihadi. Just 1 second. Close Teams here from work. I often forget to close my work stuff. There's Info. Yeah, so Info actually got the 3rd place in the last Saber tournament we organized. It gave Maestro a run for his money. So, yeah, let's see how this one goes. Info on the left, Jihadi on the right. 6 flags, best of 1. Give your best. You not fighting? No, Chernobyl is not fighting today. Unfortunately, he's not available. But hopefully next time. Info on the left, Jihadi on the right. Jihadi's from North America, right?
Yes.
I think. Yeah. Hopefully he's gonna have a good connection.
Yeah, he's done okay on Tao's host, so hopefully he'll be alright.
Yeah.
Oh yes, Marina. That's not super surprising. Info of Samuel.
Yeah, Yeah, Marina is a little bit of a dark horse here in this lineup because everybody else just sabers, and then you have
Mhm.
Marina, which obviously has a saber. Oh, nice push there
Yeah,
by info. But also has a
but fights
shield.
very differently.
Yeah,
Yeah.
also has a shield. So the weakness most sabers have, which is being exposed to the non-fighting arm side, is Marina's strength, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of reversed.
We have the other shield guy in the western side, so we'll see how things go over there.
Hmm. I think Samuel's actually a pretty good pick because he's got a good guard as well, and he can reach out pretty far. So that might have been why Info went with Samuel. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I don't know if you listened to my early commentary, but I wanted to ask you if you have any idea why Tamasi is on the western side and not the eastern side.
Well, I figured because the Dusak's like a German weapon, not
Yeah.
so much associated with the East. So
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah. I think some people would were probably surprised by that. First, the flag from Jihadi,
Zabrać mi to stąd!
because obviously people think, oh, Tarnowski, he's Polish, he should be like in the saber category, but we're just looking at. Well, of course, at that time, it wasn't too much of a difference between like the places of origin of weapons there, but
Mm.
if we just try to separate them, we're probably gonna get this.
Yeah, well, I mean, Kalk is Prussian. That's pretty far east as well, but
Yeah.
his weapon is Western, so it makes total sense to
Yeah.
put him there.
Even the shepherd's axe. I mean, it's something that is also a nice push there. 5-2 for info. Info's doing a good job with the pushes. The shepherd's axe also was present in like modern day Czech Republic and so on, which is kind of in the center. You know, it's not really
Yeah, yeah,
western east.
yeah.
Back to the fight. I have to give info praise for picking Sam. I haven't seen her using Sam so far, and I think it was a very smart choice to go against
Yeah.
Marina, because I think
Yeah,
he
I
has
wonder
the
if
speed.
some of those.
Yeah. Go
Yeah,
ahead. Go ahead.
definitely, and the guard and the reach. I think Info is also throwing these big cuts to kind of bait Jihadi in, and he was taking the bait earlier, so that was a good play as well. And those wide swings, they do kind of
Oh,
target
beautiful.
the over the shield like that. I was gonna mention, so
Awesome.
very threatening move actually here.
All right. Fight number 2 is done. Info with a very impressive win here managed to qualify to the next round. Jihadi will fight in the lower bracket a little bit later. And now we have a very interesting fight. It's going to be Tao versus Ezekiel, and they fought last time,
Nice.
last Friday. Tao used sabers in that fight, but Ezekiel used Marta. So now Ezekiel might use Sam or Marina. We'll see. We'll see which one.
Well, his leg void works against her low combo. Yeah, Sam has a very good leg void actually. That's another thing he's got going for him.
I hope Ezekiel is on.
As far as
Yeah, go ahead.
just looking at Roderick commenting here, the Dusak are derived from medieval falchions, which is also right, and the Messer as well. So, yeah, and his style is based on Meyer, which is German. Yeah, makes sense to put him west.
I'm sorry, but my internet died. If it's up, I mean, if it's still down, I wasn't to play. Okay. Okay. Okay.
All right.
All right. So Tao can't fight right now. So we're just gonna do it as always. We're going to delay his fight until it's no longer possible. So if he's able to fight then great. If not, um, you know, he might still go to the lower bracket, maybe come back from there. We'll see. But we still have a lot of fights until then. Then we're gonna move to the next fight. As I said, time's of the essence. There's Eve in the chat. Welcome.
Glad to see you, Eve.
Zero versus Edders.
Oh, Tausa's coming.
What?
It's back up.
Oh, it's working. Yeah, let's do this one first.
Okay,
Zero versus Edders, because I noticed that Ezekiel hasn't actually replied,
fair enough. Yeah.
so maybe it's gonna be a little bit. He's gonna be a little bit late. Zero back after some time. He's like a mythical player that every now and then he spawns. He's been in the community like forever.
Yeah, just took a bit of a hiatus. I remember, what was it, 2022, even 2021, I think he was here. And he had a really good Laszlo back in that day. Very aggressive, but now his aggression is more disciplined, I would say. He's really evolved in a positive direction as a player.
And zero. Here we go. Zero is taking left side. Edders is gonna go right side. Edders is a little bit out of his comfort zone because he can't use Isabella here in this tournament, but I think he will try a different character. I'm quite excited to see which one and see how he does. He does have the, I mean, from what I've seen, he does have the. Oh, Marina for zero. Edders panicking.
Also, Eve is actually in the server, by the way,
Oh yeah.
not just in the chat. Yeah,
I think he's gonna go with Alex.
let me.
If he wants to play, I think we can make that work. I didn't read the rules. Is Calc not allowed? He is allowed in the other tournament. So we have Eastern weapons and then we have Western weapons. If you can make it for this one, we can make it work somehow. Oh, nice forward cut there from
Upcut.
Butters. Yeah, pretty underrated move of Alex's, I think. It's quite good.
Yeah,
At the right time.
for sure.
Nice.
Nice upcut though.
Speaking of that, I was playing the game a little bit today, and I was playing with Alex. And I noticed if you do that twirly move, down back X, I think. If your opponent is holding long guard, you're gonna beat his blade, and then immediately it's gonna go into your opponent. So that's actually a very good move against somebody that is constantly long guarding. Or thrusting.
Yeah, definitely.
For that matter.
Just a quick click
Oh, beautiful.
into a big cut.
Dash thrust 2-1.
Yeah, a lot of his like long-reaching cuts, the special moves anyway, come from long guard as well. So that's sometimes kind of nice if your long guard's doing its job. We just saw one of them there.
Double.
Although against Marina's thrust specifically, I think you're usually better off beating it down than long guarding it, just because she often gets really close and then hits you like that.
Yeah, the dash thrust is actually very dangerous. It's a little bit of a 50-50 move. If you dodge it, then you can get the kill quite easily, but if you don't
jump.
4-1. Yeah, it's pretty obvious that Edders does not have too much experience with Alexander, and it's fine. He's trying him out. 5-1 here for zero. Needs only one more.
Okay. Eder's panicking a little bit. It's also hard to control his footwork if you're not used to him. So that's another tough thing. And he's probably
6-1 here for zero. Just give me 1 second to figure it out with Eve. Alright, there he is. Okay, so he can't compete in this one, but he's gonna be in the next one. Awesome.
Okay.
Great, great. It's great to see everybody coming back together. Awesome. So let's move on to the next fight. So Ezekiel hasn't answered yet. Um, is he on? Oh, okay, he's on. He's on and he's listening. Okay, so he should be. I think he's ready. Okay, Tao and Ezekiel. I'm probably not gonna post the link because it's the same. Just post the names. Yeah, immediately after that, we're going to jump into round two. Tao is ready. Zero actually looked very impressive, I have to say, with Marina. He looked like in control of the fight. You're gonna fight him again. It's I don't know what's
Yep.
going on. Why you're fighting him all the time? It's kind of the same thing with me and Eve back in the day, if you remember. Like, I was constantly fighting him in the first round.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm often fighting Oakenlicks over in the other server too, so it's funny how those rivalries develop sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. So Ezekiel is listening, but he's not joining.
Hmm.
Just gonna wait for a little bit. 30 seconds max. If he's not joining, we're gonna move to the next one. It's quite important, as I said, because we have a lot of fights to do, and in this particular time when we're waiting, we can actually do one of the loser bracket fights or something like that later on. I spent the whole day with ChatGPT trying to figure things how to make it how to make it fit in the time. Yeah, he's not here yet. So Tao, sorry for kicking you for the second time. We're gonna move on to the next fight. So we're gonna do Oak versus me. One of the strongest players to face so early for me, and it's not somebody you'd like to start your campaign. But here we go. Oak is left, although I am left in challenge. And just reminding you about that special rule I have, which is if you start from a lower round, or if you get more flags than the other player, then you're gonna be on the left. Just kind of way to balance the sides competitions like this. Okay. Oak is gonna be left. I'm gonna be right. I was thinking about some experiments, but yeah, I'm not gonna.
You can stick with Jan, fair.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, if I lose with Jan, then fine. But I don't want to pick
Hmm.
an experimental character and then lose because of that.
Fair, yeah. Oak also, I think this is the matchup he hates the most, so that was a really good pick, I would say. But he's fought plenty of yawns, so you definitely want to be sharp here. Nice stab. That's exactly what Oak is going to be afraid of. Those stabs coming low, the corkscrew, the longer reach of the cuts as well. What Laszlo does have, though, is damage and the ability to close quickly. Just don't want to be impaled on the way in, or cut on the way in. So Oak, you can see he's definitely applying, like, I don't want to say passive pressure, but he is applying pressure. But he's also not trying to overextend, because if he does, that's where he'll get caught, like by that corkscrew. That was a good counter attempt. Very good timing on it as well, so that he didn't get impaled. And there's that cross cut, but again, that reach just slightly in Venator's favor. Very sharp game by Venator so far. Oak playing really well too, don't get me wrong. It's just he's fighting somebody who's equal with him in skill, and that reach is making a difference right now. Good feint by Venator, but Oak doesn't quite fall for it. Tries to close in with that combo, battering Venator's defense, lowering his stamina. There's a big cut from Venator. Thankfully, his stamina barely manages to hang on. Oak was smelling blood there, but again, he's not overdoing it. He knows if he does, Venator's gonna get him again. That's a double, unfortunately, for Oak. Venator trying to provoke him there. There's that wraparound cut. A very good move against Isabella as well. And the back Y from Oak. Beautifully done. Snap cut from Oak. That's another dangerous move from Laszlo. Often underrated. Although Jan does have some snap cuts of his own. And I love this back and forth that Oak does, and Venator's matching his footwork perfectly here. Shoots in, and that chop unfortunately didn't land. That was a nice hit from Oak. Picking these sharp angles to close that distance. Big cut from Venator, Oak backing away. Good feint, but Venator's not falling for it. Like both of these players are very high level. So, feinting's very important, don't get me wrong, but very often players can make a nice read and figure out if you're actually planning an attack or not. And that was a good hit from Venator. Every hit is very important here, because you gotta work hard for every single one. And that's a horrific wound on Laszlo too. For some reason, Laszlo has these massive wound decals, even if you get a slight hit on him. Coming down his shoulder and then across his back. Taking the handoff as he comes in with the corkscrew. I think the ranging was just a little bit wrong because Oak was closing in. But that's a good stab. Oak moving to the side probably opened him up quite a bit. Yves doesn't need to be taking notes from this fight. Yeah, these are two strong players. I'm sure he's especially concerned about fighting Venator, but I might be wrong. Oak is also a tough competitor. Looks like he's been lashed. Yeah, lashed by some whip sword or something. Yeah, 100%. I saw a video where a guy somehow did something like that to himself, though. Not the wound wasn't on the arm; it was on the back. But he was like whirling this saber around, and it was just like Laszlo's saber actually. And somehow he managed to hit his back with the edge of the sword while he was doing this Moulinet thing. He obviously had no idea what he was doing because that's pretty difficult to do. But it opened this really nasty gash on his back. And I guess the cut was so clean he didn't notice because somebody had to run over and help him. And he's like, "Why are you grabbing me?" I guess the adrenaline was just pumping there. That must have been a painful recovery process, though.
Oh,
And a nice corkscrew to end it.
the linger. The linger saved it there. GG's, man. Man, that was high level stuff there. Nobody was really committing because,
Yeah.
just slightly committing to something meant death. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Oak will be fighting a little bit later in the lower bracket. Has Ezekiel answered? Got a problem with my internet. Okay. Hopefully he's gonna be able to fix it soon. GG's Oak. Good fight. Pico versus Info versus Pico now. Info looked great in that first fight.
Yeah, that was like a master class of how to punish Marina with Samuel. It was
Yeah.
really well done.
Yeah, I agree. It was perfectly played. And you'd expect that from somebody that mains Sam to play like that, but
Mm-hmm.
I think that's Info's superpower. Whenever she plays, I, it looks like she doesn't feel pressure, or she doesn't feel
Mm-hmm.
like she's at disadvantage. So it's definitely helpful. Info versus Pico, yes. Oh, Pico said something about being in a meeting, and he might not.
Uh,
Let's see. I'm just gonna tag him and see if he's ready or not.
yeah, I think you're 100% right about Info because sometimes she's even like, "Oh, I'm gonna lose," but she's so casual when she fights. So
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that's a big part of the success. Like even if she loses, she's like, "Whatever," type of thing.
yeah. Info's here. Yeah, I think Pico said something about a meeting.
Stuck in a meeting for another hour, he said at 11:12 my time. So yeah, that's like 20 minutes ago.
He said it on the server.
Yeah,
Oh,
attorney
stuck in a meeting
discussion.
for another hour. Okay, okay. All right, right. We're gonna keep him for later. Uh,
Yeah.
and see what happens. Then we have your fight
Okay.
against Zero. Zero's gonna be on the left, and you're gonna be on the right. And now you have, maybe you will have the opportunity to deal with Marina again
Mm-hmm.
and see how that goes. Zero starts on the left, you start on the right. This is your first fight, right? Yeah, first fight of the evening.
Yes. All
Yeah,
right. Good luck, Zero.
yeah. The lower bracket fights are gonna go pretty fast because 3 flags are gonna go in like 1 minute each, I think. Here we go. So another derby here. Zero is on the left and Subu on the right. Subu going with Barabash. And I think I've seen him a couple of times using Barabash against Marina with great success. Maybe Chernobyl is going to tell us. It's going to go. All right. Zero has always been quite a aggressive, unpredictable type of player. Oh, nice push there. A little bit of a force field. Subu with the first kill. Oh, try to push again. Zero this time. Oh, beautiful. Side step. And again, the side step. 3 now for Subu. Showing us how it's done against Marina. And again, the same side step. Zero is not picking it up. 4-0. 4-0. 4-0, what British people say. Oh, Zero gets caught again there. Zero seems to have been a little bit stunned by Subu's certainty of playing this matchup. And it looks like his... oh, and it's a grab. He finishes in style. Flawless victory.
GG.
Yeah, flawless victory. Yeah, Zero did not have any answer. I don't know. I don't think he even got a hit in. But he will be fighting. He will be fighting a little bit later. Again. Congratulations, you're now in round 3.
Yeah, feels good.
Yeah, it was actually quite an interesting test. Chernobyl says my plans have changed slightly. I'll be available to sub Norris tonight. Yeah. There we might have a need for a replacement. We'll see. Okay, so Ezekiel says that he's ready to fight. I'm gonna get Tao in for the 3rd time. Hopefully this time is a lucky time. Tao, Ezekiel. I think staying in the winner's bracket is actually quite important because you get these 6 flags, you know, and you get more time to play, and it's not too much chance. But when you get into that lower bracket, it gets a little bit fishy. Actually, you and I are already in round 3, which means that if we win our next fights, we have a guaranteed top 3 spot, which means that you get a medal, and which means that you can use all the characters in this category. And I think getting a top 3 spot is even more important than just winning the qualifier.
Yeah, for sure.
So technically, you'd need one more win to secure that.
Yeah, plus like we were saying, this is my category, so I'm hoping to win this for sure. I wouldn't want to be stuck with Western weapons, ideally.
Yeah, there aren't too many weapons there that you're using much recently, I think.
Yeah, like I've experimented with them. I don't think I would be terrible, but it wouldn't be ideal either.
Ezekiel, I think maybe he's trying to join. Not sure. Well, it was kind of bound for us to have some problems. Just gonna wait for 1 more minute, and after that I'm gonna kick Tao again. Sorry, man.
That's the power of caffeinated bar, by the way.
Yeah.
You got coffee, so.
Yeah, you look very sharp in there. And it looked like you really know how to play the matchup.
Yeah.
To attack
Like Chernobyl was saying, 75% win rate. as Bar versus Marina. So
Yeah, Ezekiel is not joining. So, Tao, sorry, man. We have to move on. So we're gonna go to the lower bracket actually, and we're gonna do Oak versus Edders. So Oak is fighting again very soon after his fight, and he might be fighting very often considering how fast this is gonna go. Edders picked Alex in the first match. Did not go great, but who knows?
hmm
He has the opportunity now in 3 flags to take out a very important player in this particular Eastern side. I would say alongside yourself. I think he's
hmm
one of the favorites to win this even now.
yeah, we'll definitely breathe a sigh of relief if he is eliminated. So I'm
Yeah,
hoping for a good fight though, regardless.
yeah, but this is where the chaos begins. Yeah, because only 3 flags and anything can happen at this point. Edders, we're waiting for you to join. Come on, come on, come on. All right, there he is. Here we go. Yeah, so as I said, this is gonna be a 3 flag fight. I'm actually gonna change it to 3 just to make it visually more comprehensive. Yeah, 3 flags in the lower bracket because we need to move fast, and also because it's fun. You know, it's the chaos and the
hmm
sudden death thing. Oak on the left, Edders on the right. Yeah, going with Laszlo. Let's see who Edders is going to pick. I'm not sure if he's going to pick Alex again. I think he might go with somebody else. Not that Alex is a bad pick against Laszlo, but um, oh, he might actually go Jendrik. I even forgot that he's in this category.
Brave.
Oh, he's going
Okay,
Jan
Jan. Yeah,
actually.
that's a good pick.
He noticed that Oak said something about Jan being a bad matchup, so
Yeah,
he's probably gonna go with.
yeah, I was talking about it too.
The 3 flags look so weird. I've never used 3 so far. After this one, we're doing Zero versus Piper. Also 3 flags, just to get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Maybe players want to, take a break or something.
I think for Etters, oh, unfortunately, I think he went for a corkscrew, or at least he wanted a corkscrew, but what he got was the trick shot. That's a common mistake with Jan, even for good players.
One for Oak. Test the mental
Yeah, his
fortitude.
trick shot, very
Yeah,
situational.
yeah. Just wait for later and see. Actually, mental fortitude when people are going to be forced to use random characters. Oh,
hmm
first
Nice.
kill there from Edders. 1-1. Yeah, as I said, tonight is all about just chaos and mental resilience and versatility and everything. Pretty special event.
hmm For Etters, Oak is very terrified actually of some.
Oh,
What the? Okay.
some blades
Oak is
there.
terrified of some of Jan's schools,
Two
so
one,
that kind of keeps him at bay and keeps him in the game.
and Edders is very close of doing something that I. Oh, and that's it.
Nice.
3-1, and Edders did exactly what I had expected from this event, which is favorites going down early and people that in underdogs continuing in the tournament. A good start there from Oak, but unfortunately he is eliminated from this one. A good pick there from Edders, I have to say. Edders will continue in the tournament. Thank you very much, Oak. See you a little bit later for the second event. But as I said, everybody will gain access to the final tournament regardless. But what's sure is that Oak might not use Laszlo unless the wheel grants him that character. Or if he gets a medal with Kalkstein, then he's going to use those weapons. Right. Piper. Piper? No. Zero versus Piper.
Etter's commenting on the fact that I said he tried to use corkscrew, and he's like, "Bro, I was learning the inputs."
Yeah. Yeah, and these things actually
It still
catch
paid
you off
off.
guard a lot of times. Zero versus Piper. 3 flags. Zero is ready. Hopefully Piper is ready too.
Well, in some situations, there's also a thing where if you don't know like what attack you're gonna do, because you're
How
just
does
throwing random
how
inputs,
does the
maybe your
opponent know?
opponent doesn't know either. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually quite true. I mean, it's funny, but it's true. Because if you're caught off guard, your opponents might get caught off guard as well.
Yeah.
There's Piper. Here we go, 3 flags. Zero on
I
the
mean,
left, Piper
despite
on the right. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying, despite what happened last round, I'd say Zero is looking pretty sharp with Marina. He just didn't expect a lot of the stuff I was throwing with Bara, so I think if Piper is too reckless here, there's a decent enough chance that Zero can win this one.
Yeah. I actually think, obviously, I'm not gonna go into it right now because I don't want to spoil the game plan or anything. But I think the way Piper fights and some of the
Hmm.
moves that he's executing, he might have a pretty solid chance of winning here. But it's 3 flags, so yeah, there's one.
Ooh, good. Yeah, Piper is more solid, it looks like this time, and he knows how to push, so he might know some things that maybe Jihadi didn't. Zero will have to be careful of that.
Oh, nice
Ooh,
push.
again.
2.
Piper could have even grabbed there if he wanted to be really stylish, but that is a little more risky against Marina, I find. You gotta be absolutely sure you're not gonna get hit.
Another double. Oh, again the
Yeah,
push.
push counters
Yeah,
that move
so
pretty
now
well.
I can say it. Piper has the pushes already integrated into his style, so he's not using them like, oh, I want to push now. He has it. He has the pushes in his muscle memory, so it's
Hmm.
exactly what happened here. He managed to get the win. Congratulations. Zero unfortunately is eliminated from this event, but we're gonna wait for him for the second for the Western weapons. Piper moves on, and he will be fighting. We'll see who he's going to be fighting. Right now, we need. It could work now. Okay. Um, let's send another link to Ezekiel. Hopefully that works. Tao has been waiting for some time.
Did no push beat the thrust? That's totally fair. Yeah, I think technically the thrust has a very long wind-up phase. So there's actually a lot of stuff you can do. Like you can probably grab her out of it too, although I wouldn't risk that, I don't think. But you could, I think. So there's a lot of things you can do to kind of disrupt it. But if you sort of try to back away or you stand still to try defending it, that's where it gets you every time. Or almost every time. Yeah, Piper does something weird with the pushes too. He kind of does them out of measure as a bait, so it's really interesting.
Okay, there he is. Okay, Ezekiel works. Tao, try again. Yeah, we have to move. There we go. So Tao is gonna be left. Ezekiel gonna be right. I'm probably gonna ask Pico to, since he said that he's, it's gonna take 1 more hour. Um, Maybe I think I'm gonna give his spot to Chernobyl,
Hmm.
and yeah, we'll see from there. Tao is the left side, Ezekiel right side.
Yeah, it's just how the format is. At some point, you gotta move on. So.
Yeah, yeah. I was willing to to wait for him until we could no longer move. Put me
Mm.
in, coach. Something wrong with Ezekiel. Ezekiel on the right side.
Oh, he disconnected from the parsec, from what I can see.
Oh,
Yeah, just check the list there.
let me see if he says something. Or maybe we can put Chernobyl in this one if Ezekiel's internet is still bad.
Yeah, it'd give Pekla the best chance of joining.
Yeah, and all right. Yeah, I mean it's not his fault obviously, but we really need to keep it moving.
Hmm.
I just asked him if he wants to try again maybe later or if he wants to be replaced. I think probably the best option would be replacement. Roderick also hasn't fought, and in fact, whoever wins this fight will immediately fight again Roderick. So it's not very comfortable, but yeah. One more try, okay. Tao versus Chernobyl would be great. I think it might be a Jan Mirror. Who knows? Okay, there's Ezekiel. Oh no, it's not gonna work. He got an error. I think I've seen Wrath signing up, but maybe he changed his mind? Yeah, Ezekiel's out, unfortunately. So we're gonna get Chernobyl in.
Eve says he can hop on fight Tao if you want.
Yeah, he can't come in. We're gonna do.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna add Chernobyl. Is his challenge? I think is the same Chernobyl city bus, right? Something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's substitute him.
Could try checking.
Why did you have to go with the complicated names, man?
Okay. Yeah, it's Chernobyl City Bus, no capital letters.
Okay, yeah, I can see his profile picture here. So he just needs to accept the invitation and challenge, but we can actually get it going. So Tao has a different opponent. Just click the link, Chernobyl. And I think
He says
Chernobyl,
he's all yours, Chernobyl.
yeah, I think Chernobyl needs a keyboard, right? I think he said it. Yeah. Okay. Tao is finally fighting, and Chernobyl is going with Jan, quite expected. He picked Jan for the entirety of the tournament last time. And Tao, let's see his pick. Okay. Oh,
Oh,
Getty, yeah.
Jan. Okay.
Tao also plays, likes to play Getty.
Yes. Yeah. He was probably debating between those two.
Yeah. He probably wanted to. Oh, 3 flags. My bad. My bad. My bad.
Oh.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry. I could leave it at 6 flags, but honestly, I want people from the lower bracket also to have some sort of visual
Yeah.
when it comes to that. Sorry.
It's just easier too.
Yeah, if mods were working, we could have just pressed F5 and then immediately switch it, but yeah, it's
Mm.
all good.
Yeah, sadly, it's not just this game that has problems with that.
Yeah.
The UMM people warn you that a lot of the early access stuff, especially, can break down at a moment's notice if it's being updated.
Yeah, and as I said last time, it's not about just the speed of the animations and everything. There were also a lot of mods that Racer made
Yeah.
that were quite difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them were graphics, some of them were the UI for competitions,
Yeah.
the FOV as well, which is actually a lot
Yeah.
better than the in-game option that we have. By the way, do you know how to, like, when you try to change the FOV, there's also a small image in the bottom left. I don't know how to turn that off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're
Uh,
possible. Oh, nice quirk. 1-1.
I know there's a way to do it. I forget how though. I haven't really messed with it much.
Yeah.
It might tell you, I don't know, but there might be an update where Kubel mentions it.
Oh, Tao gets caught there by the thrust to the belly.
Thankfully, he kept his guts in though. He's still in the fight.
Oh, beautiful thrust. Nice. That's also what Getty has over other characters, which is that high thrust is quite difficult to defend against.
Yeah.
So it could be
it's
most
like
of thrusts here.
Could well be, yes.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's kind of like a less committal like dash and thrust, because Marina has that dash and thrust, and it's also very good at pressuring guard.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of one and done. If that somehow fails for whatever reason, that's all you've got. Whereas Gideon can cancel into a cut immediately.
Yeah, it's it has a lot of range, so it's quite comparable to a dash attack. It's even faster, I have to say. It's not as telegraphed. Mm-hmm. Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Not as easy to beat either, in my experience.
Oh, and again the thrust, 3-2.
And I think in my fight with Zero, there was a weird moment where I kind of canceled the dash, but I still managed to beat his dash thrust. So, yeah, it's very easy to beat down, even with a quick flick cut.
And again the thrust in, 4-2. Oh, one to the belly, 4-3.
some cuts to provoke from Tao. Chernobyl trying to keep his distance and snipe him. Tao is more
Oh,
than
try to
happy to apply
grab there.
pressure.
Tao
Yeah,
knows
that was
that.
very good timing. Yeah,
Oh, that was beautiful.
nice.
That was beautiful. You don't see that combo very often.
Yeah,
A little bit of
it
niche.
just so happened. Yeah, and Tao wasn't really threatening him, so it was a good time to throw it. There's a good stab. Chernobyl could easily bring this back.
Yeah, Getty's quite exposed to belly stabs, so Chernobyl knows that.
Yeah,
And again,
yeah, again.
5-4. Tao needs 2 more to secure this. Chernobyl needs only 1. Chernobyl's gameplay is very tight. You know, he's not throwing much. He's not throwing wild. He's just very focused on precision.
Yeah.
Quite difficult to fight against that playstyle. Oh,
Yeah, and he knows he's got range, so he's using it to as much as he can.
nice thrust there from Tao. Down to the last flag.
But you know, Tower's pretty good at applying pressure when he needs to, so
Beautiful counter
well
thrust
played.
there. Yeah, it was a battle of thrusts. And Tao with the comeback. Tao stay in. Because you might be fighting a Gideon Mirror. Who knows? Props to Chernobyl though. He did great, but he will be fighting in the lower bracket. That's actually one thing that I noticed about Chernobyl, and this is also a piece of advice. I mean, he plays safe, but I think he plays a little bit too safe, and he gives the opportunity to elite players like Tao and some others to take advantage of that, because at one point you become predictable, and they know what to do in this situation. It only requires patience. Right, so Tao is fighting again, and he's fighting Roderick, and we might witness a Gedimir here, but recently Roderick has been using a lot of characters, Barabash a lot. Tao, Roderick. And this, the winner of this fight will fight you. Pico said that he's not gonna be able to reach. Yeah.
We might see a Gideon mirror between these two, which will be really exciting.
Yeah. Something tells me that Roderick's gonna pick Barabash, but we'll see.
Pekla really wants to join, but it sounds like the meeting's dragging on.
Yeah. Tao is left side, Roderick right side. Yeah, I'm not sure. He might actually make it for the lower bracket if he hurries up. But if I can still argue. Yeah.
Yeah, he's going insane right now. No, I get it. Meetings aren't exactly the best time.
Oh,
oftentimes.
actually, Slim fake Getty.
Yeah.
Versus Yan.
Against Yan.
Yeah.
Very surprising from Tao. I gotta say, not that he's bad with Yan. It's just usually he likes the Gideon mirror.
Yeah, I think he wants to have the thrust, the body thrust option. It was landing
That's fair, yeah.
consistently. Yeah, so it looks like, apart from this fight,
Ooh, there's the hand.
yeah, we don't have too many. I mean, we have a couple of fights we can do. So immediately the losers this one. But yeah, Pico is probably not going to fight in the winner's bracket. He might have a chance of fighting in the lower bracket, but he's not going to fight in the winner's bracket, unfortunately.
This nice corkscrew from Tao trying to wrap around. A taunt actually parries that attack, and then Roderick calls him out.
3. Yeah, so the winner of this one, as I said, is going to be your opponent. I'll be right back.
No problem. Thrust there, beaten a little bit by that cut. And eats that thrust. That's something Gideon's pretty good at. Just sort of eating an attack, and if you're ready with your cut, very often that cut will be more threatening. Yeah, that snap cut though, a very nice weapon for both Jan and Barabash. Arguably a bit more so Jan just because of reach, but really it's the same attack. And if it's the head, it's a very dangerous move. And it's very safe to throw too. There's ways to punish it, don't get me wrong, but you're not exposing yourself as much as you are with other attacks. Oh, beautiful timing from Tao. And I think Roderick was canceling there too, so... Either way, the hand came off though, so there was no attack for Roderick after that swing. Roderick trying to snipe the hand there, risking getting hit just like that. So the hand gets exposed, sometimes your body's exposed. Tao played that very well, showing a bit more aggression, so I think... Chernobyl was wondering how to fight Gideon with Jan. Tao kind of showed how it's done, I think. But good fight from Roderick as well. 6-4 for Tao.
Oh, fight is over. Who won?
6-4 Tao.
6-4 Tao. Oh, nice. Tao. Roderick had a little bit of an advantage when I left.
But he came back.
Yeah. So Tao is going to be your opponent, but not right now. And Roderick is moving to the lower bracket. So unfortunately, Pico is not able to join. So Info will get the default win here, and she will fight me next. So we're gonna do that fight, and after that we're gonna move to the your fight against Tao.
All right, I'll be right back.
These two fights are actually quite important because the winner of these fights are going to be in the semifinals, which guarantees a top 3 spot. Quite important. There's Info. Info looked amazing, as I said, in the fight against who was it? Against Jihadi. Jihadi will be fighting soon as well. He's been waiting for some time. Sam. You know what? Let's go, Alex. A little bit of a risk, but we'll see. I find that Alex is quite a counter to Sam in some
right, I'm back.
Yeah.
And yeah, I agree about Alex for sure against Samuel. Definitely would have considered this pick. I'm surprised that cut didn't land, the one that beat the blade, but good follow-up from Venator.
Yeah, I think she stayed still, and that's why
Mm,
it didn't land.
yeah. Yeah, Sam also has really quick recovery to guard, so it might have visually looked weird, but from the game's perspective, he was back in guard, so. Yeah, and those wraparound moves, like Alex does a good job of getting around his guard and trading well with him. And Alex's guard isn't bad either, really. I mean, of course, he's got some key weak spots, but he protects like the most vital spots really well. So that helps him against Samuel as well. Samuel does have some moves that'll threaten Alex, but oftentimes he has to watch his head. Yeah, that cut's actually quite powerful that Info did. Yeah, Venator going for those preemptive attacks, those are very good. Like I said, good way to catch Info if she overextends, and then a nice push to end it.
Yeah, that went a lot better than I expected, but at least proved my theory that Alexander is a good choice against Sam. I think
Yeah.
all the other Sabers are struggling a little bit more with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Info is actually in a pretty good position because she's in the lower bracket round 3, so she's not very far from the top spots. Although I'm not sure how much pressure Info feels in this tournament because all the characters that she plays, or a part of the characters that she plays, are in the most important ones are in the other tournament. So yeah. Right. So next fight is going to be between you and Tao, also 6 flags, and it's gonna be a pretty gritty fight, I think. And as I said, it's quite
Definitely, yeah.
important to get this win because it secures the possibility of using 9 characters in the main tournament. And it looks like you and Tao as well are probably quite interested in having that. You're gonna be left side. Tao's gonna be right side.
Okay. 80.95 win rate against Sam. Yeah, Alex definitely does pretty well. I'm not surprised. I love those stats that Chernobyl's keeping, dropping those in the chat. Of course, those are based on more recent fights. It's not like the whole history of the game sort of thing. But still, it's pretty cool to see what the current meta kind of looks like.
Right. So you start on the left side, and he starts on the right side. 6 flags, best of 1. Winner qualifies to the semifinals and has a guaranteed top 3 spot. So pretty important fight here. Oh, I wasn't paying attention to the picks. Let me see. Barabash versus Getty. I would usually lean towards Barabash in this matchup. Oh, but Tao contradicts me with the first flag. Nice cut right on the arm. Guess the first flag. Double. Pretty underrated move from right foot forward from Getty. That forward cut. It's pretty good. Oh, catches him there with the second second flag. Oh, that was is playing in a very simple manner but effective, and got his third flag. Subu needs to change something here. Oh, and he does go straight for the for the side step, and the side step has a slower window for a faster release, and that helps a lot. And it helped there, double. Oh, thrust right to the face. Perfect counter. 4-1. Oh, nice forward cut there from Subu. 4-2. Immediately after this fight, we're going to start playing the fights in the lower bracket, and they're going to go pretty fast there. We have only 3 flags, and they should be done pretty quickly, and then we're going to move to the final stages. Oh, some weird interactions there. Tao is just 1 flag away from semifinals, but Subu says not yet. Gets 1 flag in. And Subu has recovered from worse. But Tao knows that he's not a player that loses advantage easily. Makes it grinding for the opponent. Oh, nice retreat cut. 6-3. And Tao moves to the semifinals. I am a little bit surprised, but Subu will have to climb his way back up from the lower bracket. And Tao is in the semifinals.
Right,
he will
GG.
face, he will face me a little bit later when we're gonna be finished with the lower bracket. So now, guys, 3 flag fights. We have to keep it going. We're a little bit late with everything. I mean, we're not late with the tournament, but we're kind of running out of time, so we have to move pretty fast. Right. So, did Pico say anything? We'll see. We're doing Roderick versus Jihadi now. 3 flags. Yeah, things get a little bit complicated for you right now, but this is where legends are forged, right? In the depths of hell.
Definitely, yeah.
In the underworld, like you did last time. You started from the lower bracket.
Yeah. Yeah, I've definitely been through worse, so I'll keep at it, solidify my play, and hope it works.
Yeah. Right, waiting for Roderick to connect. Let's quickly switch to the 3 flags. Hopefully each fight is going to be over in 1 minute or something around that time. But I think we're good. There's Roderick. Okay, so as I said, Roderick is on the left, Jihadi on the right. 3 flags. Every mistake counts. Barabash from Roderick. And Alexander from Jihadi. It looks like it's his main. He used him in the first match as well. He has been waiting for some time. We'll see if he gets a little bit more play time here. If he defeats Roderick. 3 flags only.
Barabash, interesting pick there.
Yeah,
definitely doable.
Yeah, he's actually
Also
been
footwork.
using, yeah, he's been using Barabash for some time now. Oh, punch.
Oh no.
There. Got a little bit too
That was such a
aggressive
good try.
near his opponent, and that's not something that you want to do next to Alex. Oh, nice cut to the face. Alex is very good
No,
at
he's happy to mix it up with you.
punishing reckless aggression. 1-1.
Yeah. Yeah, Roderick just needed to get a little less greedy, and he would have been
Yeah.
still in the game. But
Yeah.
still, 1-1, anybody's
Oh,
fight.
beautiful.
Nice parry.
Parry the attack. 2-1.
Kept his composure.
Yeah. Needs only one more. Oh, try to
Snap
it.
cut. If he did something, it might have landed.
Try
Again.
again.
Some feinting.
Jihadi a little
Oh,
bit
nice.
hesitant here, I have to say.
Yeah.
He moves nicely though. He looks like oh, beautiful sidestep. And that's it. Roderick moves on. Jihadi, thank you very much. We'll be seeing you in the next tournament and in the final tournament as well. So 3-1 for Roderick here. And then we got Pico versus Chernobyl, but Pico is not ready yet. So Roderick is going to fight again, and he's going to be fighting Piper. So Roderick, stay put. Okay, we're gonna send another link. Yeah, you can't come. That's a shame. Yeah, Piper is the master of chaos, so I think these 3 flag matches are going to they might go in his favor. And he's also very good at snatching advantage early on. He has done it against me many times. Yeah, so Pico's not going to be able to make it, which means Chernobyl's going to move on. And so now we're going to get Piper versus Roderick, and then we're going to have Chernobyl versus Edders. And then the winners of these fights are going to face you in Info. And then we're going to see. Where's Roderick? Come on, Roderick. Here he is. Yeah, actually, to keep it smooth, the winner of this fight just stay in, and we're gonna get Info in, and after that we're gonna do the same with Chernobyl, Edders, and Subu, just so we won't just constantly switch players around. So just stay in, whoever wins this one. Right, so Roderick versus Piper is the fight. Roderick on the left, Piper on the right. It's probably going to be the same matchup, but a more experienced opponent, I think. Oh, it looks like Roderick is going to Getty. Piper going for Alexander. Here we go.
Oh, he goes for a head bob and gets punched right in the face. Oh, retreat cut. Nicely done. Tries to move in. Nice push. Yeah, again. Oh, the combination.
Yeah, I think the first attack caught him in the torso, and Getty's torso is thick. Oh, very fast.
Not afraid
How
at
many
all.
seconds was this fight?
That's a good question. It couldn't have been very much. Piper he wasn't afraid to go for those cuts.
With Piper, he's just like everything goes pretty fast. Thank you very much, Roderick. I'll see you on the next next event. Unfortunately, I think Roderick was banking a lot on this tournament, but he also likes to use Tarnavsky, and Tarnavsky's in the other tournament, so I think he's gonna have a chance there. Piper, stay in. And he's facing Info. Info's already connecting. Nice. People are listening to the commentary, which is great. So Piper versus Info. We're getting into round 3 here. Right. Let's see how fast this one goes. Piper on the left, Info on the right. Info going Yendrick, and now we've seen most of the characters on this roster. I don't think there was somebody that wasn't used. Yatsik wasn't used, but everybody else was.
Yeah, he hasn't been picked much lately. So probably aggression from both of them is what I'm predicting, and that's pretty much what we saw. Although Piper was really the one initiating there, I would say. Oh, going low. That's risky, actually.
Yeah, and it's also something that you want to do with Yendrick, though, because you can't play passively. Oh, nice. You can't play passively against Alexander. He has so many ways of hitting you.
Yeah. Your attacks are your defense.
Push. Yeah, I told you he has these pushes in his muscle memory. 2-1. And Piper is
Info's gotta keep going.
Oh, that's unlucky. That's unlucky.
Should have gone for a liver shot, probably.
Yeah, Piper is helping out with this tournament, making it very quick. Thank you very much, Info. See you on the next event. Piper is in the semifinals, and he will be fighting for a top 3 spot, which guarantees ranking points and the ability to pick one of these 9 characters. Now we're moving on to the other 3 players that are fighting for a place in the semifinals. We're going to start with Ethers versus Chernobyl, the 2 newbies. They fought last time as well. In the tournament, they're going to be fighting again. I think this time Chernobyl has a little bit more experience with sabers, let's say. But at the same time, Ethers eliminated Oak, which is one of the best players in this category. So the winner of this fight will have to stay in, and will be fighting you. And then the winner of that fight will be fighting Piper for a place in the top 3. Edders is here. Chernobyl is here. Edders taking left side. Chernobyl taking right side. Edders left.
Edders left, Chernobyl right.
Yeah. There we go.
Awesome. Probably just didn't hear the first time.
Yeah, no worries. Chernobyl most likely going with Jan and Edders.
Jan
Mirror. Edders actually used Jan against Oak and managed to win. So I think maybe he wants to try him a little bit more. Edders using the red skin. I mean, the other one is red as well, but oh, nice cork.
Oh, the cork.
The first kill.
Yeah, Etters has been making that move work. He's figured it out. He said he was just learning inputs, which really adds to unpredictable nature. But I think now he definitely knows which one's the corkscrew. So that's good.
Yeah, the cork is a very powerful move, but it also needs to be placed properly. Like, you need to find the perfect range for it to land. It's not really a move that you can just randomly throw and it lands. Like, you really have to be in the correct position. So that's why I was always giving luck praise for using the cork, because I noticed I was
Hmm.
trying to use it the same way he did it and I couldn't. He was able to just kind of find that sweet spot of using it. Nice cuts there from Chernobyl. 1-1. So it is a very powerful move, but it also requires a little bit of skill to land it. Oh,
Oh, he was going in for that push, and it just didn't work. Well, he pushed, but he got hit, I should say.
both of them a little bit tired. Jan's stamina is not amazing. Oh, again, the cork.
Big cut. Yeah, dipping under. Beautiful from Chernobyl.
So one. Chernobyl needs only one more. Edders needs two. So it's obviously not impossible. Oh, try the thrust.
Risky.
Used to be a good move back in the day. Now it's quite slow. But it does, if it lands, it does damage. It's kind of slow.
Oh no.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna get punished right there.
Yeah, so Chernobyl stay in. 3-1 for Chernobyl. Thank you very much, Edders. I'm pretty sure Edders was mostly focused on the next tournament. And now we're gonna get Subu versus Chernobyl.
Then he figured it out. Me, what dis button do? Eder says. Yeah, unfortunately, I think experience eventually overcame his unpredictable yawn.
Subu on the left, Chernobyl on the right. Damn for Subu. I think it's a good pick against Jan. I think it's a pretty difficult matchup because Jan's advantage is range, and that's exactly what Sam has. Range. And a very good guard as well. And actually, a lot of characters struggle with this belly thrust, but not Sam. We'll see how this one goes. Only 3 flags. After that, it's going to be me versus Tao in the semifinals, and then we're gonna move back to the lower bracket to do Piper versus Subu. Back and forth between the two. They don't want to overcommit. It's actually quite important for both, being Saber mains, to secure a top 3 spot so they could use it and use their favorite character in the final tournament. It could prove a massive advantage. And not only that, top 3 players, and I can even say the top 4, most likely, will gain advantage. Will gain qualification to the winners bracket, which is also a pretty big advantage in the final tournament. The final tournament is going to have a lot of advantages and disadvantage for certain players, so it's not going to be even at all. 1-1. It all depends on how you do in qualifiers. This time Chernobyl was able to catch Subu with the body thrust. Throwing the cork, throwing the body thrust, keeping Subu at bay. But he might get predictable, and Subu is working out a solution for that. Oh, he tried there. That was a very good attempt, but unfortunately the attack did not connect. Oh, beautiful counter there from Chernobyl. Only needs 1 more. Subu needs 2. As I said, these... Oh, try to go low, got caught. 3-1. And Chernobyl... Yeah, so these pits are brutal. Chernobyl will move on and will be fighting in the semifinals. Subu unfortunately is not able to, is not going to be able to use a saber, but we'll see how you're going to do in the western side. Maybe gonna find another character to work with there. Right, so we're in the semifinals. We have me versus Tao in the winners, and Piper versus Chernobyl in the lower bracket. I just need 1 minute to go to the bathroom, and after that, we're gonna start the semifinals. We're pretty close to the end of this first event, and after that, immediately we're gonna start the second one. So if you haven't signed up, make sure to sign up for that second event. Right, so I'm back. I'm gonna fight Tao in the semifinals. There's something that I forgot to mention, which is winning a gold medal in one of these two tournaments not only gives, ranking points and all that, but it also grants access directly to round 3 in the final tournament. So the winners of these two tournaments, or the winner of these two tournaments, will have a pretty good head start compared to the other characters. As I said, the final tournament is going to be pretty uneven in many terms, depending on how things go. So fighting for gold is still very important here. Here we go. Waiting for Tao to join in. I'm not sure who to pick in this one. It's gonna be pretty interesting. Yeah. Oh, my bad. Just the names. Tao came back in the first fight. Ah, my bad. My bad, man. Forgot about the Six Flags. Yeah. Sorry. Okay, let's pick the same characters. we go.
Ooh, the cork.
Yeah.
And that spacing was perfect right there. Chop from Tau doesn't land, but Venice stamina under a lot of pressure right now. And Tau senses it. Chop there. Tau's ready though. Cork again. The spacing was probably a little bit off there. It's probably good that he cancelled it. Oh, goes low, but that's stab. When you're in range of it, dangerous. And Tau's got a powerful cut coming, even if it doesn't work. Again, just tanks the stab and stabs right back.
Yeah,
this
Getty's
matchup can
superpower.
can definitely devolve into a bit of a stabbing match, which Gideon will win unless Jan gets a perfect hit, I would say. As far as damage, anyway. I like what Venator's doing. Tau's stamina going a bit low. Venator's got to watch his too, of course, but yeah, right now he's not trying to overextend. Tau's Gideon's really tough. That's a good stab. Tau is trying to find some sort of angle, but he basically presented an angle himself in doing so. Chop attempt there. Good harassing move from range and good attempt at the crisscross there from Venator, but he's getting tired. He went for the corkscrew, resulting in a double. That probably was the correct course of action, because it seemed like Tau was getting the better end. Cork again. Nice, this time pairing with the chop. Sort of gathering the blade a little bit and coming straight down before Tau could respond. Very tight yawn play. Coming low to try stab, but the push there as well, out of range. Trying to dip under the stab. Tau has more range with that stab though, and he uses it, trying to apply pressure. The chop is cancelled just in time. And Tau goes for the counter thrust. He took a little bit of a hit coming in, but his hit was way more powerful. Cuts out of measure, feinting. Venator threatening to go low. Good chop. No hit though. Again going low. That's a good move against Gideon. Tau knows it. Like a trade. And actually that thrust. Really good pressure from Venator. He's playing a tight game, but he's applying a lot of pressure from his range, where Tau can't really respond. Really good balance being struck there. And yeah, he knows about that thrust. He's now kind of adjusted to it. He's not going to let that land so easily. Again, out of range. These guys don't want to overextend. Thrust again, almost landing, but Venator was just far enough away. And that was a good attempt at countering, but it just didn't land. Both trying to snipe each other's hands, it looks like. Some feinting. Again, a hand snipe attempt, a corkscrew attempt, Tau backing away. Very good footsies from both players. Again, trying to go low. It's not quite working. But it's a good threat. It means Tau can't just close in whenever he wants. He's got to watch that leg. Yeah, those Gideon Mirror's Eve were incredible. I have to agree. And good chop again. A very threatening move there that
GG.
Tau had to respond to, but he didn't.
Good fight. Tao is just one fight away from coming back to the grand final. As I said, winning, getting the gold medal here is also grants a little bit of an advantage in the final tournament with the round 3 direct qualification, considering some people are going to start from the lower bracket. So winning the tournament. Although I'm not that interested in getting the sabers or the other characters here. I'm more interested in the in getting the first place. Right. So we're now going to the lower bracket where we're going to have two fights of 3 flags. First one is going to be Piper versus Chernobyl, and the winner of that one is going to face Tao. And then the winner is going to face me in the grand final. Chernobyl is ready. Who else do we need? Piper. Oh yeah, Piper. Piper did not have a great start. He lost the first fight, but he came back. He came back strong after that with 3 quick wins, and he might get the fourth one, and maybe even the fifth. Who knows? If Piper gets into the final, we're gonna do an Alex mirror. We'll see. Here we go. Piper takes left side. Chernobyl takes right side. And it's this is actually a very important match because whoever wins this gains the right to use one of the 9 Eastern weapon characters. Oh, Chernobyl needs keyboard. My bad. And both of these gentlemen definitely want to have this ability. I think the game plan is pretty simple from both men here, which is I'm pretty sure Chernobyl is going to try to stab, and I'm pretty sure Piper is going to try to overwhelm with pressure. We'll see which one is going to work better. Oh, it's 6 flag. It's fine. We're going to do just 3.
Yeah, just play the 3. Yeah. Dipping under for a stab. Again, yeah, pretty much what Venator is saying, but Piper says I can stab too.
Double.
Double. Yeah, and going low like that, your head is perfectly exposed for that exact attack Piper did. Oh, the corkscrew. Slitting his throat with it.
1-1. This is a 3 flag fight, reminder. Oh, the thrust.
Stab
lands.
from Piper, no kill.
That follow-up sometimes is too linear and it does not land. Cork lands this time,
yeah,
but does not
100%.
kill. Both hurt. Piper a little bit more careful.
Big cut.
Trick shot. Thrust again.
Ooh.
It's parried. Chernobyl needs only 1 more. And he could be the surprise of this because he joined late. Oh.
Thrust.
Landed, but the follow-up did not jump.
Don't jump.
Oh, I pressed something. The I forgot which button.
Well, you disabled it, whatever you did.
Yeah, okay. Right, so unfortunately Piper gets 4th place here, so he's not going to be able to use the Saber characters in the final tournament. But who knows, if he doesn't get a medal in the next one, he could get it through the random wheel. Because that's the whole thing about it. Some people will get to choose their character from a pool of characters, but might not get access to the whole pool of characters, while the players who can't choose their character will get access to the whole pool of characters. So this is what makes it interesting. So Chernobyl again surprises, and he's going into the lower bracket final, and he's gonna face Tao there. Let me just quickly change it to 3. I just want to have the visuals. Yeah, we're a little bit late, but I think it's gonna be fine. We're probably gonna recover with the next event. The final tournament is actually gonna be pretty short. because a lot of the matches are not going to be played, but just randomly. I mean, not randomly, just pre-assigned. Tao left, Chernobyl right. Oh, we need Tao. I think they fought in the first round. They're fighting again. And Tao actually managed to get a win from 5-4 for Chernobyl. Managed to win it 6-5. We'll see if Chernobyl is going to get his revenge here. Right, here we go. Tao left, Chernobyl right. Oh, maybe he can't. Let's go back.
Yeah, don't worry, Pekla. You can join the Western one, and you'll still get a chance to fight.
Chernobyl goes with oh, he's going with Sam this time. Quite an interesting choice from Chernobyl.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe he saw how solid my defense was, and decided he needed that against Gideon. I don't know.
Yeah, 3-flag fight. Anything can happen. But both of these two players managed to secure the ability. Oh, nice cut to the head. They secured the ability to use one of these 9 characters in the final tournament. And that's a pretty good advantage. Plus the direct qualification to the main bracket.
Oh.
2. And Chernobyl might produce a very interesting surprise here in qualifying to the final. Such a chaotic. As I said, I'm going to have some surprises. Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Tower's just marching forward. Yeah, no worries, no worries. Good chop, though. It's Tower says it's not over.
Literally the same scenario. Oh, this time Chernobyl gets it. It was the same scenario as in their first fight. Chernobyl stay in because you are in the grand final, my friend. A very impressive performance. And the Tao gets the 3rd place. Enough to guarantee a main bracket participation and also the ability to use the 9 characters. Now, as you know, this is a double elimination, so if Chernobyl wins this one, we're going to do another fight. So this is straight for the qualification for round 3 in the final tournament as well. This is my first time fighting Chernobyl, so I'm sure I'm in for a difficult encounter. Yeah, maybe on Alex, Marina, playing mind games.
Oh, that flick cut he did? Where's the panic, he said. He dashed in by mistake and then quickly did the back Y to try and save himself. But you can do that with Sam. Like, Sam is very solid with that move.
Yeah, played a little bit of mind games, but we finally got to an agreement. He's going to use Jan. I'm going to use Barabash for the first time today. Oh, that's a delayed.
Little... yeah, delayed blade beat of some kind. Dashing from Venator. Yeah, he's looking for that sidestep. It's a good move. Good back and forth. The chop aiming for the hand, but that's some good hand protection Jan has. And March is in with 3 attacks, not just 2. Most people do like 2 attacks and that's it. But Chernobyl happy to use the 3-hit combo that Jan has. And it caught Venator by surprise. Again with that side step. That one's a little more risky. Ooh, it's a double. I'm sure Venator's pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
Dipping low to stab. Thunder Punch. That's actually a pretty threatening move. Gathering the blade with the side step. That's another cool thing you can do. But it doesn't quite amount to anything because of the reach difference. And that's, I think, the primary advantage Jan has. Barbash, of course, having the side steps and the quicker cuts. But Jan is not slow either, as we're seeing here. Again, that low cut combo proving surprisingly effective, actually.
I feel like I'm fighting a rape.
Venator securing it. Yeah, I get what you mean. Oh! That's a move you don't see often either. Just throwing off Venator's rhythm. Yeah, this is the kind of thing I was worried about with Bara as well. And that's why I tried switching to Samuel, which I think did a good job of... I did a good job of not punishing, but like deflecting the stabs. But there's more to Jan than just the stabs. I mean, they're great, but the fact he can take your hand off from just slightly longer away than Barabash can makes it tough. Maybe I should have used Jan. Could have at least tried landing some corkscrews. There's another stab. That's actually tough to sidestep, I found, compared to some other stabs. I think it's an angle thing, but I'm not sure. Oh, beautiful from Venator, just out of nowhere. And that sidestep is usually considered more risky, but it came out just fast enough, aimed right for the hand. So it was perfectly executed. I'm sure Eve was happy to see that. Because he loves a bit of Barabash as well. This skin specifically, too. Good upcut from Venator. Yeah. Good using the long guard from Venator. He's definitely ready for those attacks, but the back Y is again in the reach.
Nice.
Really helping Chernobyl here.
Alright, so we're moving into the second final. And Chernobyl's going to be on the left. And I'm going to be on the right. Let's swap sides. Here we go. Chernobyl going with Marina for this final.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Oh, that's a really good leg void that Alex has, and it works beautifully for Venator there. Another win. Yeah, Alex does pretty well in this matchup. I know we've seen Alex do poorly here. I think part of that was experience, though. But with that said, Marina does have some tools that can hit him pretty easily, so it's definitely not completely hopeless. But it's just Alex has a good high-low game, and actually he's, as we saw there, it's pretty straightforward for him to block that stab because it goes right towards his blade. So if you just have a cut ready, you can easily beat it down. Jan recovering guard fast. Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Oh, that landed.
Eve's talking about the previous fight, but oh, big cuts. Oh, yeah. That's the type of thing Alex can do in this matchup.
Yeah, I think Chernobyl tried to surprise me with the Marina pick, but
Yeah.
yeah, Alex is a good counter. So, congrats to Chernobyl though. Got second place, and he will be having a great chance in the final tournament because he's going to be starting in the second round. He's going to be able to use his main characters. But I win this one, and we're going to quickly move to the second tournament. Just going to take a 5 minutes break, and after that we're going to start actually a new stream for the second tournament. So I'll see you guys in 5 minutes. Great first qualifier. Took a little bit longer than expected, but still in reasonable time. We also had some technical issues, so hopefully the next one is going to go a little bit faster. All right, I'll see you guys in a bit.